If I can have your attention at 6 o'clock, it's time to start our board meeting. And what are you playing? All right. John, do we have any presentations?
We do. William Burke, if you'll come up, please. Just for everybody's knowledge, each month we honor our retiring staff as they take a new path and choose different things that they're doing after a great career.
Billy, special congratulations from me. Billy Burt and I graduated in 1973, Monroe Area High School, in the same class. He's a classmate, so congratulations, Billy Burt.
That's all.
All right. If everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, thank you so much for this day, and please watch over us and help us to make the right decisions tonight. Father, please be with Mr. Billy Burke and his family, and thank you so much for what he's meant to the county. Please watch over him and keep him safe. Father, please be with us and watch over us and help us to everyone that's here to be safe on the way home. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call. Everyone is present. Adoption of the agenda, and I'd like to recommend we need a executive session on personnel and move it in front of finance to number 4. And any other additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second.
Wait a minute, are you approving the agenda, or are you approving
moving the executive session?
Both.
Both at the same time.
Amended.
Yep,
Okay,
Is that,
yes.
are we good?
we're good.
All right, we got a motion and a second, then all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes unanimous. So entertain a motion to, come out of a regular session and go to executive session and discuss this personnel matter.
Make that motion.
We got a motion?
I second.
We got a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes. We're going to let y'all take a quick recess, and we hope we're not but just a few minutes. Sorry about that, but we need a motion to come back in to the regular meeting.
So moved.
Need a second? Second from Mr. Bradford. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're back in session, and we're on item number 4, finance, and we get to talk about our audit.
Good evening, everyone. In front of y'all, I have laid out the presentation that Ryan will be going over for the FY25 audit.
I'm up. Hi, I'm Ryan Jones. I'm a partner with Malden and Jenkins. Thank you for having me here tonight, and I'll be discussing the results of the fiscal year 25 audit. This packet that you've been provided contains all of the required communications that we as auditors have to make to governance. So I'm not going to, just in the interest of time, I'm not going to go over all of that, but there will be a few that I'm going to discuss briefly. If we turn to the third page of the packet, it's the agenda. I'm really going to focus on the results of the 25 audit, some required communications, financial trends, and some accounting recommendations and related matters. If we flip to the next page, this is page 2. If you can read those page numbers, they're somewhat dull. This is just a little bit about the engagement team. I've been working on the county's audit for the last 6 years in various capacities. So on behalf of Malden and Jenkins, I thank you for the opportunity to continue working with the county. Meredith Lipson has about 30 years of experience. She performed the quality review. So after I performed all of my reviews on the file and the statements, she comes in and puts a second set of eyes on it. And I'll mention Austin. He was the senior associate. He's been working with the county for about 3 years, and he really drives things on the ground when we're doing the audit. I'll go to this next page, page 3. So talk about the audit opinion. Our audit opinion was unmodified, meaning a clean opinion. It's the highest level of assurance that an independent CPA firm can provide on a set of financial statements, so congratulations for that. We perform our audit under relevant auditing standards, so that's government auditing standards and generally accepted auditing standards. And we do consider the county's internal controls for purposes of planning our audit and doing some test work, but we do not provide an opinion on the effectiveness of those internal controls. Down towards the bottom, you'll notice that we mentioned that the Walton County Health Department, that's a component unit of the county, that's audited by other auditors. So in our audit opinion in your financial statements, you'll note that we are relying on the opinion of those other auditors, so we did not perform procedures on the Walton County Health Department. I'll flip over to page 4. Significant accounting policies. In note 1 to your financial statements, it's behind the basic statements. Those are all of the county's summarized accounting policies. We review those accounting policies, and we believe that they are in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. A little bit about estimates. There are some inherent estimates in your financial statements. Probably the most significant estimate affecting the county is going to be the pension liability and those related deferred inflows and outflows that you see on your statement of net position. All of that is driven by actuarial assumptions. And we do perform procedures on those estimates, and we believe that those are reasonable estimates, but inherently they're subject to change. Moving to page 5 here, I do want to point out our relationship with management. We received full cooperation from county management. Jennifer and her team do a great job of responding to our requests timely. We work through certain issues together, and it really is a collaborative effort to complete an audit, and especially to complete it on time and get it issued by December 31st. We didn't have any significant disagreements that I'm aware of. Jennifer might want to say something different there. we'll go to this next page, page 6. To our knowledge, there was no consultation by the county with other accountants on any sort of issues in the audit. There wasn't really anything significant that we had to deal with in the current year. And then on our end, we were not put in a position where we felt we needed to get consultation from anybody else outside of the engagement team. And I'll flip over to page 7. So there's a few financial trend pages in here. This graph on page 7 is your general fund revenue sources. Taxes, as you can see, just in the general fund, comprise about 82% of the total revenue recognized in the general fund. It's followed closely, or that's 82%. The next highest percentage is charges for services at 7%. So taxes are at 82. That's very similar with, very consistent with the percentage that was reported in fiscal year 24. And we'll go to page 8 next. This is just a breakout of your general fund expenditures by function. As you can see, public safety comprises about 40% of the total general fund expenditures, which is typical for county governments. And that's followed by general government at 18%. A lot of what's reported in the general fund is going to be salaries, related costs, equipment, things like that, just to keep the county running. Now flip over to page 9. This shows the trend of general fund revenues and expenditures over the past 5 years. As you can see, that difference between the height of the revenue bar and the expenditure bar is pretty consistent most years. Fiscal 25 revenues were about $91.9 million. Fiscal year 25 expenditures were about $73.4 million. And that's compared to fiscal year 24 revenue of $86.6 million and expenditures of $70.6 million. So really that gap each year represents approximately the net change in your fund balance. Which takes us to the next page here, page 10. This isn't total fund balance. This is what's called unassigned fund balance. So there is fund balance that might be restricted or assigned, kind of set aside for other uses, or required to be spent in certain ways by the funding source. General fund unassigned fund balance is the fund balance that is not restricted by any sort of external, any sort of third parties, or has not yet been committed by the board or assigned by management. At June 30th, 2025, that number was $82.3 million compared to $71.5 million at the end of 2024. And if you look at that number as a percentage of total fiscal year expenditures in the general fund, at June 30th, 2025, you have about 112% of expenditures sitting in unassigned fund balance, meaning that you have some opportunity to spend that as you all decide is necessary, but you also have a nice cushion in the event that any sort of economic downturn occurs and maybe your property tax revenues come down. And I'll flip over next to page 11. We are required, as we come across issues that might require audit adjustments or any sort of other deficiencies in internal control, we are required to report those and communicate those to governance. There were 3 findings that we identified this year. The first one, this accounting for grant revenues, summed up pretty well in the second bullet. Essentially, there were costs incurred under a state ARPA grant for water infrastructure, about $3.5 million. So the county had spent that money, but had not recorded the receivable for the reimbursement for the state's share of that project. And I believe the reimbursement had been requested, and all of that happened. So this is really just an accounting entry, putting that revenue in the correct fiscal year, not waiting until the subsequent year when it's received to record it. You would record the revenue along with the corresponding expense. And again, that was about $3.5 million. And that was recorded, and that's reflected in the financial statements that you all have. Moving on to page 12. The second finding was for accounting for capital-related grant activity. So in the ARPA fund, the American Rescue Plan Fund, there were about $4.3 million worth of capital costs that were incurred, and it was really for a water and sewer project, but those expenditures had not been capitalized, had not been picked up as construction in process on the county's subledgers. So without that happening, you really miss out on the capitalization of those assets, and that $4.3 million would have just been a net expense in the current year, where when you're capitalizing that CIP, it doesn't start hitting the income statement until depreciation starts occurring. So that was finding number 2. And then the third finding, there was a restatement required for the tax commissioner custodial fund. Those custodial funds they're broken out in the very back of the financial statements behind the footnotes, and you can see what comprises those, the fiduciary net position. The tax commissioner fund, when we were looking at it, at the end of fiscal year 24, it was sitting in a deficit position, a deficit equity position of about $2.3 million. And we looked back at that, and what we had identified was at June 30th, 2024, there were about $2.3 million worth of outstanding checks that had been recorded to the cash account, but those checks actually hadn't been paid, written and paid until the subsequent month, so July of 2024. So that's really what caused that discrepancy. So what we did in the current year was we just reestablished that deficit net position to be 0, which a tax commissioner fund is typically 0 because anything that's not for the county is collected and pretty much immediately due to third parties. And that was the third finding. Do you have any questions on those? Moving on to page 14, there are some new GASB pronouncements for future years. It seems like every year we're dealing with 1 or 2 of these. Statement 103, we'll work with the county on this. Does require some changes to be made to the management's discussion and analysis, which you will find in your financial statements right after the auditor's opinion. It's really just clarifying what is required to be presented in there, what management is required to talk about in that section of your financial statements. And statement 104 has to do with the disclosure of certain capital assets, and the objective of the statements to clarify which types of capital assets need to be presented separately in your footnotes. So I believe it's probably note 4 or 5. You see a breakout of the county's capital assets by type of asset, and statement 104 is just going to provide some additional guidance on what is required to be presented separately within that footnote. And I'm going to skip all the way over to page 17. We do offer governmental advisory services. Some of my clients have benefited from operational assessments, especially as governments continue to grow. The way things were done 20 years ago might not be the most efficient way to do them today. We have a great team of people who can come in and take a look at some of that for you if y'all are interested. We've helped some clients with management and dashboard reporting for kind of providing an interface between the finance, county management and governance, just to give a little bit better access to real-time information. And on page 18, I just want to mention we do provide some IT and cybersecurity solutions. Hopefully you all are having this done occasionally at some type of a cybersecurity audit. Look for any sort of vulnerabilities in your IT system that would potentially expose the county to ransomware or hacks or anything like that. But that's also another service that we can help with. And the next slide, page 19, we offer all of our clients free quarterly continuing education. You don't have to be a CPA to take it. You're certainly welcome to jump on. We go over a host of different topics, and Jennifer, she receives those emails, so just let her know if y'all are interested in finding out more information about that. And I have a copy of the financial statements. If y'all have any questions on the financial statements themselves, I'm happy to do my best to answer them. That's really all I had to go over tonight.
Have any of y'all had a chance to review the financial statement? So you don't have any questions? Well, just to note, and it is online, correct?
Yes.
Page 5 has the financial highlights, and you can see Walton County's net position improved greatly over this past year, and our combined expenses were up $9 million. The net worth was up like $52 million of the county. So the numbers are real strong and good. The general fund is 112.1% of the county's budget, which is strong. And the defined benefits, outstanding unfunded balance is $23,168,112. And then another interesting page for the public is page 131, where it shows property tax versus sales tax. In 2025, which that year ended in June 30th, property tax collections were $57,991,000. Sales tax were $43,751,000. Sales tax almost 40% of the county's budget. Property tax made up 52.8%. Or interesting number, and you have a 10-year history on page 131 that's very interesting if you like looking at numbers. Any other questions? I assume the noted ARPA funds, that's been corrected, that was noted?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Do we need a motion to accept the audit? All right, entertain a motion to accept the audit.
So moved.
We got a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. 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 Oppose? Passes unanimous. Okay. Sheriff, you're next.
My big paper from John. What are we with the 180? We're asking for the 180? Okay. We're asking for a budget amendment for the 180 for the merit increase step program for the sheriff's office for the rest of this budget year for FY '26.
For a portion of staff.
Yes.
I motion to approve $180,000 to fund the first round of merit-based increases at the Sheriff's Department as a pilot program to be considered more widespread after we see the effectiveness.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to amend the sheriff's budget for $180,000. Any discussion? Any questions?
What are the reinsurances about the pilot program? We're gonna revisit that at budget time. What's this last part of her motion? How do we deal with that?
I think we review the effectiveness budget season every year, actually, but I think we revisit it on an annual basis.
And staff can take that as direction to further implement this across the rest of the departments. To bring back that question for you at budget time.
And this just for this budget year?
This 180,000 is just for this budget year.
No reassurances past that?
All right, any other questions? Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes unanimous. Old bit, I'm sorry, that was old business. County Manager's report and update.
All right, I'm going to try to get through this pretty quick. I just wanted to make sure everybody's aware that we have implemented the Next Request software that was formerly approved by the commission for all open records requests. That went online on 12/8/25. We've already received a total of 44 requests as of Monday. It's providing a much faster turnaround. It meets all state legal requirements, and we're working on upgrading everybody to that system so we have one unified system for reporting open records, and it's just one click away on the main web page. And we're receiving great feedback from the citizens on ease of accessing information. The second one I wanted to bring forward is the water plant at Hardlaver Creek is approximately 2 weeks ahead of schedule. We have moved forward with the direction of the elected officials of moving from 12 million gallons a day to 16 million gallons a day at the water treatment plant, and that was at a cost of not to exceed $7.56 million. The increase is estimated to move the startup date from September 27 to January of 28. And another good note is that the bids for the first section of the transmission line came in under estimate by almost 50%, and the winning bid was for $9.7 million from a local contractor. We have seen some increased lump sum purchases, which we did anticipate. A large portion of those meters are for not to be installed, but for over several months. But the developers were trying to get their building permits in advance of the impact fee being implemented. Number of accounts we have that we purchased year over year, that resulted on only a decrease of about 20 meters overall. And then the DOT subcontractor for the roundabout at 138 and 81 is moving quickly, and they've run into a few issues, but they should be complete with the water line work in the next couple of months. An update on the Highway 20 DOT projects. Those bids have gone out and they have been awarded. And just to let you know, that bid package upgraded the 8-inch line in place there to a 12-inch line. So we will not have to come back and look at a potential upgrade there because of the what was included in the bid package. Next, Walnut Grove Park. When we had our grand opening, Recreation is reporting approximately 500 to 600 citizens showed up throughout the extended night. There was a praise worship band from the Grove Church, hay rides, arts, crafts, and kids with hot chocolate and donuts. The playground was extremely well received. One of the things that's working through EMA is that we have scheduled Narcan classes for all county employees. And the other component that I wanted to let you know is that impact fees went into effect of January 1 of 2026. And in Public Works, Blunt Construction has completed the 2-foot road widening of Bay Creek Church Road. The staff has begun intersection realignment at New Hope Church Road at Barton Bridge Road. DOT bridge repairs have been completed on Barton Bridge Road. A culvert replacement project at Preacher Moon Road at Miller Bottom Road has been completed, as well as they hosted the Northeast Georgia American Public Works Association meeting this past month. So quite a bit of work's been accomplished. That's just kind of a tip of the iceberg, but some of the main questions that pop up from month to month. If you have anything else or any other questions, please just let me know. But all departments are operating great and very efficiently.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Okay, I was approached by the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, our retired sheriff, Joe Chapman, asked, would the board consider giving the VFW the flagpole from the old jail? And they're building a new VFW site. We purchased their building. That's our employee clinic today. And if the board so feels, I'd like for y'all to, let's donate that flagpole to the VFW.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Passes unanimous. Planning and zoning.
All right, good evening, Board. We have two items for planning and development. We'll start with item 7.1. It's a rezone Z25-0337, rezone 2 acres from an A2 to an A for commercial kennel with customer contact and variances on the side, back, and front setback lines. The applicant owner is David L. Mahan, property located at 1343 Cornish Mountain Church Road. Map and parcel is C67-114B. It's in District 4. At the Planning Commission, there was no opposition, and the Planning Commission recommended approval with the following conditions. Number 1 was approved with the setbacks applied for, which are 81 feet on the left side, 113 feet on the right side, 126 feet on the rear, and 95 feet in the front, in lieu of the required 200-foot setback all around, and a variance for the required 500-foot setback from the residential district, which is across the street. And number 2 was a maximum of 4 breeding dogs allowed.
Okay. I think I will open the public hearing on this and turn it over to the county attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think my mic's working, but I don't think I need it. I'll go over real quick the public hearing procedures for you, which we do every month. Each side's going to be given 10 minutes. The applicant will go first, followed by those speaking in favor, and then those in opposition will be given an opportunity to speak. Any time not used by the applicant's side out of their 10 minutes could be reserved for rebuttal. And when you come to the podium, please state your name and address for the record. With that, we'll open the public hearing on the first matter. Would the applicant like to come forward to address the board?
Okay, my name is Donna Mahan. David is my husband.
If you could step closer.
Okay, my name is Donna Mahan. My husband is David Mahan. And actually, yes, our home is on the 2-acre parcel. But we also own the adjoining property. Okay, so, and we're not really doing a commercial kennel. We're just going to breed my labs for a business license. Part of our land is already zoned A, and we just want, from my understanding, we needed to get the house zoned A so that I can get the business license. We have already been inspected by the Department of Agriculture, and they have approved our barn, which is on the land that is already zoned A, and our home, either one, to whelp the puppies in. The Department of Ag has a rule that says if you have more than 2 litters in a year, you have to get their license and a county business license. And so that's what we are doing. We are not boarding dogs. We are not doing anything commercial per se. So we're just wanting to breed our labs.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any questions for the applicant at this time?
And so y'all own the property next to it as well that's already zoned A, correct?
Which property is that?
Yeah, okay, yes.
So y'all,
yes.
just like you said, you own this property, but you also own the
Surrounding
property.
property, correct.
Right, okay.
All of it?
See, okay, you see our house? The barn that I'm referring to, we actually have 2 barns. We're not using the old barn down there.
Okay.
But the barn I'm referring to is underneath that little pop-up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then our horses are in that back barn there.
Right.
And in that pasture that goes on back.
So you actually have well in excess of what's necessary to
Yes,
this?
sir.
Okay.
And it's not like my dogs aren't already, we get out and exercise them every night on our own
Right.
property.
So this is sort of bringing it in compliance with other stuff that you have.
I'm sorry?
I said this is sort of bringing it in compliance with some of the other property you already have.
Correct, yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
And our land actually does go down to the road down there. And then our daughter actually lives in the house in front of us, so that is actually mine and my husband's house as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so,
Any other questions for the applicant at this time? Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak in favor of this request? Is there anyone here who would like to speak in opposition? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing.
Okay, how does the board want to proceed?
Motion to approve,
Yeah.
as recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
You got a motion from Dr. Adams?
No, I think that was Commissioner Bradford with the conditions.
Correct.
Second.
Conditions.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes.
Next item on the agenda is 7.2. It's a rezone as well, Z 25-0343, rezone of 2.72 acres from A1 to R1 to create a 1.5 acre buildable lot. The applicant owner is Brad Eccles, Truly Homes LLC, property located at 3600 Mary Lane and Linda Drive. Map and parcel is C47, parcel 30, and this is in District 2. There was no opposition at the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission recommend approval as submitted.
Okay.
We'll open the public hearing on this matter. It looks like is it 1.15 acres or 1.5?
I'm sorry, it is 1.15 acres.
All right, would the applicant like to come forward to address the board? And please state your name and address. Yeah.
Happy New Year. Brad Eccles, I live at 2770 Dewey Hogan Road, Monroe, Georgia. I own this property here at 3600 Mary Lane in Loganville, Georgia. And as stated, it's 2.72 acres, and I'm wanting to zone it to R1 to get a 1.15 buildable lot on it.
Any questions for the applicant? Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak in favor of this request? Is there anyone here who would like to speak in opposition? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing.
Okay, entertain a motion on this request.
I make a motion we approve.
We got a motion to approve.
A second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. Administrative consent agenda. Are there any questions? You got your December 2nd minutes. all the 25,000 or greater expenses, declaration of surplus, ratification of Walter County Water and Sewer Authority ratification, and 2 grant applications by the Sheriff's Office, one for bulletproof vests and the other for the Governor's Highway Safety Heat.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
We got a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
We got a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. Resolutions setting dates and times for the next 12 months Board of Commissioners meeting. Does anyone have any conflicts, or are you good with what's recommended?
They already approved.
Okay.
This is the resolution.
All right, it's a resolution that we need to adopt.
So moved.
I second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. Public Works, Peyton Woods subdivision, detention pond.
Good afternoon. Wanted to provide an update on the status of the Peyton Woods Pond. The Walton County Public Works Department conducted an inspection of the facility located in Peyton Woods subdivision in response to complaints that were made. The pond serves 44 homes and is located at the front of the development behind lots 40 to 44 on Catherine Court. The maintenance responsibility belongs to the homeowners association per our land development ordinance. According to the Secretary of State, the subdivision still has an actively managed HOA with Brian Whitmer listed as CEO. On October 8th, the residents received notice of a 60-day deadline to acknowledge their responsibility and complete repairs. Upon inspection, it was documented that the pond was not being properly maintained and multiple items would need to be addressed to be in compliance with the 2016 Georgia Stormwater Management Manual. It was noted in the attached inspection report that the detention pond needs trees removed and to be mowed. There are also multiple issues with the fence, and the riprap ring and filter stone is stopped up with sediment, which in turn is causing the pond to hold water and reduce storage capacity. The HOA, I've been in contact with them. They got multiple bids to get the work done, but failed to meet the 2/3 requirement they needed to on the vote to be able to raise the funds to do the maintenance. So the next step, I guess, would be to draft a resolution to bring forward.
Yeah, this will mean that we're going to be moving forward with the program that you set up for stormwater fees.
This will be the first one.
This will be the first one. We'll have to go through a public notice process. We'll have to advertise. We'll get our own cost estimates, but we will be, we'll take that cost estimate plus all the fees of what's required by the law to advertise and to the paper and to hold public hearings before we bring back the recommendation for the total fee to be implemented and divided by the impacted lots.
Okay.
That will then be transferred over to the taxing office with the tax assessor and the tax commissioner for collection and addition to their bills.
Okay. So we need to vote to move forward with this?
This is really just an update. We'll be bringing things back next month, I believe.
Yeah.
So you're just making us aware
Yes,
of
sir.
it right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We had hoped that the HOA would take on the responsibility, but they're required through their process to have a vote of support to do so. So this is the alternative pathway to make sure that that detention pond is corrected and that those responsible pay.
All right.
Did we see those bids that they got, or that was private to the HOA?
They did. They received 2 bids.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have.
We got any idea what the cost is gonna be? I mean,
One of them was $7,000, the other was $6,800, not including the fence work.
okay. So it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, and my recommendation will be tacking on the administrative fees to cover staff's costs, plus all of the legal ads that we have to run to legally do this.
And that's to set it up for a while to be in code and in compliance.
Yeah, that's to bring it in compliance. The first year is gonna be a good bit more, and then, going forward, the cost will be, probably a quarter of that.
Okay. Thanks, Tyler.
It'll give us a good example of how HOAs can either take on the responsibility or how we'll help them do it, but it'll be an additional fee and an additional cost.
And what happens long-term as far as upkeep?
We'll continue the fee and continue the upkeep if this is the course.
Okay, sounds great, thanks.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Tyler, good job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Contracts, 11.1, agreement with UGA Extension Service and their Master Gardener Program volunteers.
Yes, under this agreement, the Master Gardener Volunteer Program would be authorized to access and use designated areas of the county-owned property for approved horticultural, educational, and beautification projects. Down on, it's ran through the Extension Office down at Criswell Road, the program is.
We need to have a motion to approve this agreement.
Motion to approve.
We got a motion?
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you from the Master Gardeners.
Thank you guys for what
We've
you're
got a
doing
pretty
down there. It's
place
awesome.
out there, and y'all making it prettier. Thank you. 12.2, intergovernmental agreement with the city of Social Circle on providing water within their corporate limits.
I have a question on this one here. Reading in here under, I guess it'd be under subsection 2, inside of it, it says, for the data centers owned by the business and any successor to the business. I discussed this with like a couple of folks in the community, and with the recent uprising and everything, potential detention facilities and everything else, I would ask that detention facilities be excluded from any successor to that business.
This,
Or Chip could maybe,
this is for data centers.
okay, I
It'd
agree,
be up City of Social Circle to control their zoning.
but it says here,
We're providing water, Lee.
I understand that part of it, sir. I'm totally good with that, but when it comes to the part of any data centers owned by the business or any successor to the business,
Which
think what-
means if Google sells to
Facebook.
Starfish or whatever.
I understand it completely. I'm
stays
just
that.
making sure that this is definitely, would not be for anything to do with detention facilities.
This,
Water sales only.
I understand water sales
Water-
only, but not water sales to a potential ICE detention facility.
I mean, it says,
The intent of the language, and we worked with Social Circle's attorney on, they drafted this initially, and we marked it up, but basically,
this needs to be
that
approved.
it's only for data centers, specifically, business. The reason we said, we just wanted to make sure that it included any successors to whoever the original business might be, and we're not talking about other uses. We're only talking, I think the agreement pretty well defines what we're providing is water to data centers.
And if it ceases to become a data center, then we cease providing water.
Okay, I mean, I get that. I'm just trying to make sure for clarity, and
Yeah, I think the agreement's clear on that.
so
I
pretty
don't,
much no more water if it's not a data center.
correct.
Okay.
This contract has been back and forth about 5 months with the city of Social Circle trying to achieve what we've achieved. And we're providing water so that they can get those 2 data center sites provided. And the tax revenue to them and their school system is phenomenal. And it's very good for the county also. And the water, they're using closed loop systems and gonna put 5 million storage on site. is not going to impede Walton County's water supply. So, like,
Motion to approve, please, sir.
we got a motion to approve.
Second.
We got a second. Any further questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Okay. All right, we have several bids and proposals. We'll start with Hank and the Hammond Drive Walton Government Building.
I have two proposals to lay before the board for approval. The first one is for EFS gutter and downspout repair. This was advertised for our purchasing policy, and I'm recommending the board accept the proposal from Titan Commercial Painting LLC in the amount of $139,000.
Do you want to do 1 and 2 at the same time, or? do
Yes,
we need
that would, if it pleases the board.
That's fine, it's the same building, just two different contractors.
The second proposal is to re-roof the TPO portion of the roof that you can't really see, not the metal, it's down in the alcove, but it's from Dusty Gear Roofing in the amount of $89,100.
Okay, we need a motion to accept these.
I make a motion to approve.
We got a motion to approve?
Second.
We got a second? Any other questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Thank you, Hank.
Thank you.
The county, we'll do each one of these separate because it's different. There was a bid, we bid out, publicized the Anglin Road property, which is next to the park that the county owns, to be farmed. And we had one bidder, same man that's working it this last year. We need to accept it, and then behind it, the Baker property, we bid out the hay cutting on it, and we had one bidder, the same gentleman that has been cutting it. So if y'all would make motions to accept those farm.
Motion to approve both of them.
Got a motion to approve both of them.
Second.
We got a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oppose? All right, appointment of county clerk. Who do y'all want as county clerk?
Rhonda Hawk, please.
Second.
Rhonda Hawk, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. County attorney, he's a little expensive, but he's holding his price.
Is it Chip Atkinson or is it Chip?
Assistant, you missed assistant, Mr. Chairman.
I'll go back to it.
Yeah, Skip, Assistant County Clerk.
I'll go back to the assistant clerk. I want to pick at the attorney for a minute. Make a motion, we continue with the contract with our county attorney.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? We're back up to assistant county clerk, presently Gretchen. And make a motion that she be it.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Passes. Vice Chairman, presently Tim Shelnut.
Make a motion, Tim Shonett, stay in that position.
We got a motion to keep Tim in that position.
Second.
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. Walton County Planning Commission, my appointee, Wesley Sis, is now running full-time Brown Oil Company, and he submitted his resignation. And I would like to appoint Mark Banks to the Walton County Planning Commission in his place.
Second.
We got a second? Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. Board of Assessors, we got a recommendation. Who did they?
Mark Peavy?
Or Peavy.
Mark Peavy. He's trained, he's on it. We need to re-up him.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
I second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Passes. All right, we're up to the public comment, and I'm going to turn that over to the county attorney when he gets through conferring.
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry. I was talking to them.
I noticed that. We're,
I was just asking whether the other planning commission members needed to be reappointed
oh, yeah. I
on an
don't
annual
think-
basis. I think
I think they stay appointed on the planning commission until the commissioner that appointed them either retires or changes his or her mind.
that's fine. I was just asking if that needed to happen. If not, it can be covered at another time. They're going to serve till we're replaced anyway.
Well, sometimes they quit. Public comment, we have 3 people to speak, and I'm going to turn that over to the county attorney and let the clerk call them out as they register to speak. Mr. Sack.
Please state your name and address when you get up, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name's Ron Sack. I live at 3959 Highway 83 in Good Hope, Georgia. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must first start by suppressing free speech." Chairman Thompson, commissioners, I begin with that quote because it reflects a timeless principle that applies just as much to local government as it does to our national history. The First Amendment does not exist to protect agreeable or convenient speech, but to protect citizens when their speech challenges authority. That protection extends not only to government policy, but to government officials, politicians, and public leaders themselves. In a free society, public officials are not insulated from scrutiny by virtue of office, prestige, or influence. When government power, whether through office, prestige, or access to public resources, is used in ways that discourages or chills citizen speech, even indirectly, public trust is weakened and democratic accountability suffers. I want to state this plainly and respectfully. I do not surrender my First Amendment rights to any man or position. Those rights belong to we the people, not the government. Citizens must be able to question decisions, criticize leadership, and advocate for change without fear that speaking out will render a consequence beyond merely disagreement. That principle protects everyone in this room, regardless of title or political alignment. I respectfully urge this board to reaffirm its commitment to restraint, transparency, and the constitutional right of all Walton County citizens to speak freely on matters of public concern. As a call to action, I ask for one brave commissioner to make such a motion and another to second it, so that the entire board votes on this important matter. We, the people, deserve to know where each and every one of you stand on this important constitutional matter. The government, confident in its decision, does not silence criticism. It responds to it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Who's next? Mrs. Green, I believe.
Yes, Cynthia Green.
Cynthia Green.
Cynthia Green.
Happy New Year. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. My name is Cynthia Green, 925 Stone Creek Court, Monroe, Georgia. I am an active Walton County voter and resident. I'm here to speak about ethics in government and the responsibility public employees have to maintain professionalism, neutrality, and public trust. Recently, I went into a county office for one simple reason, to request an application to speak at a commission meeting. Was not there, did not ask about taxes, mine or anybody else's, did not request property records. I did not raise any unrelated issues. Yet, during that visit, a county employee voluntarily discussed the tax and property records of another Walton County resident, including that his property is held in family trust. This information was not requested, was unrelated to my visit, and served no legitimate government purpose for that interaction. Yes, property taxes are public, but ethical government is not defined solely by what is technically legal. It is defined by how public information is handled and whether it is shared appropriately and for a proper purpose. Public employees should not interject unsolicited information about private citizens into unrelated conversations. Doing so crosses professional boundaries and undermines confidence in county government, especially during times of political disagreement. County staff must be careful to avoid even the appearance of bias, targeting, and thirdly, retaliation. Public trust depends on neutrality and discretion. I would like to say I also agree with Mr. Sack that the board should reaffirm that county employees are expected to treat all residents with professionalism, impartiality, and proper care. And the public information is not to be used as casual conversation. Ethics in government matters. Walton County deserves nothing less. Thank you.
Who's next?
Gareth Finley.
Ms. Finley.
Good evening, Happy New Year. I'm Gareth Finley, 1695 Brush Creek Drive, Monroe, Georgia, 30655. I'm here as an individual citizen. I may have a role with other groups, but I'm here as an individual citizen tonight, and I want to thank Commissioner Bradford for bringing up the outcry about the data centers and the proposed potential ICE detention center. I understand there's a completely unrelated group. I don't know any of them. They call themselves One Circle Community Coalition, and they're having a meeting right now over at Standridge Color Corporation. And I would like to say that it is healthy for our society when citizens question and ask questions and bring forth their concerns. And I would like to support questioning about this potential rumored ICE detention center and thank the commissioner for bringing forth this concern. And that's all I want to do tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that everybody that signed up? Yep.
Okay, does anyone have any announcements? No announcements. We've already had our executive session and
Oh, I do have one announcement, if you don't mind.
Please.
Y'all, so today is my daughter's 16th birthday. If everybody would say a little prayer for her upcoming travels, because for some reason we feel like she's getting her license this week. But, so if y'all would please just.
Good luck and happy birthday.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All, everybody vote. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?